Hey, do you want a free-to-play magic damage dealer that will absolutely delete one enemy? Well, chances are you've already got her. Hi, Shrike here, and today we're going to spotlight Night Raven, a destroyer unit. I know, I promise I'm not biased. I can't help it if destroyers are just cooler than the other roles. And speaking of cool, take a look at this weapon. Is that a wand or a spiked club? I can't tell. Maybe both. But I know, you didn't come here for the aesthetic, you came here for the kit. So let's take a look at it, starting with the trait. Mysterious Will. Attack increases by 10%. Cool. When attacking an enemy with the Hangman's Mark, damage increases by 10%. And we've got a way to make sure that the enemy always has a Hangman's Mark. Let's go and introduce Night Raven's boyfriend, Stinger, who has a passive that will lock on to the closest enemy within a 3-tile radius of the character, deal him some damage, and inflict the Hangman's Mark at the end of each of his turns. And he's faster than Night Raven, so he'll go, apply the Hangman's Mark, and then she'll go and deal extra damage. So, that's how we ensure that the Hangman's Mark is always active. Now let's go to her ranks. And before I go through these, let me just say that this is a boss killer build. There are other ways to build her, but this one is a boss killer. Specifically the weapons trial, where you don't want to bring melee units in. That's why you bring Stinger and her. They're both ranged units. If you'd like to do her with a melee unit, Enforcer is another option that does the same, or a very similar passive, applying the Hangman's Mark, but he's a melee unit. Stinger's kit is just way better than Enforcer's, sorry to say. That's why she's dating him and not Enforcer. But yeah, this is the build. Right side, solo kill, easy to remember. Let's go through them. What we didn't choose was Erosion for the first skill. Single target attack, deals 85% damage, and inflicts 2 random debuffs. Debuffing is something we want to do, but we're going to use items and other units to do it. What we did take was Life Devourer. If you remember in my last video, Momo's rank 11 skill is Life Devourer. It's Night Raven's first. Magical damage, single target attack, deals 150% damage. After attacking, gains 45% lifesteal. Crazy for a first skill. Just crazy. Next, we're going to pass on another debuff with Corruption. Passive at the end of the turn, inflicts 2 random level 1 attribute debuffs on 1 random enemy within a 3-tile radius of the character, lasting for 2 turns. And what we chose, because this is very important, is Settlement of the Hanged Man. Passive after an attack, if the target is dying and has the Hangman's Mark, deals an additional piercing damage of equal to 30% of the target's HP. When damage is dealt, the mark will be removed. But we don't care about that, because Stinger's just going to put it right back on. So yeah, she's going to have extra damage at the end of the battle when the enemy is dying. But we've got something else to help in the early stages of the battle when the enemy is still healthy. I'll get to that later. In the meantime, we're not going to fall for another of these red herrings. Stay the course. We will not choose when hit by an active attack, the damage taken is reduced by 8% before being hit by an active attack for every debuff on the attacker. Decreased damage taken by an additional 10% of up to 30%. We will, in fact, choose Glare. When hit by an active attack, the damage taken is decreased by 8%. Upon receiving an active attack, inflicts damage down 2 on the attacker for 2 turns. It actually doesn't matter which one of these you choose. I just like symmetry, so we went with this one. This one, though it's a good move, it's not what we want here. Dark Ripple deals 70% AoE damage to all enemies within 2-tile radius of the target and inflicts no passive skills and no reaction skills, lasting for 2 turns. What we do want is Darkest Annihilation. Aren't these names crazy? Life Devourer, Darkest Annihilation. Single target attack deals 180% damage. I think that's the most I've seen on a character. And this is an epic unit. And if that weren't enough, before attacking, the character gains armor piercing for 1 turn. That's 40% ignore defense before attacking. It's pretty hefty on the cost, but it has no cooldown. And where is it? This one, no cooldown, but 3 energy cost. She is energy hungry. She's an expensive date. Just ask Stinger. She's going to want all the energy. The last one here, Hypnotic Attack, deals 80% magic damage and grants 30% chance to inflict sleep on the target for 1 turn, or Charge Attack. Basic attack deals 80% magical damage, increases the damage of the next skill by 15%. You'll want Charge Attack. Please take Charge Attack. Because with how hungry for energy she is, you're gonna run out and you're gonna have to basic attack. And you may as well have your next attack after the basic do extra damage. That's all there is to it. So, let's move on to her gear. I've got Gazing Orb on her. It's an epic level. It's very easy to get. Deals 8% more damage when performing a single target attack. It fits her perfectly. There might be better ones, but that one's easy to get and it fits her perfect. This is one of the items we're going to use to reduce the magic defense, hopefully. We've got a few options here, but what we really want is magic defense too. Down. And you could put this on a few characters. If you really want to go ham on the Night Raven nuke, you can put it on a few characters, chuck them all at the boss, and hope one pops out. Pray to the RNG gods, and hope one becomes magic defense. And I've got Majesty the Emperor here. Damage increases by 10% when attacking healthy enemies. This is the one I was referring to. Helps out during the beginning stages of the battle. She deals more damage when the enemy's healthy. I had Rays of the Sun on her before, but that was too much help towards the end when the boss was injured, and then more when it's dying, that I needed help to get to that point. So we're going to skip the bonus to injured. We're going to give her help when the boss is healthy, and then give her help when it's dying. And she still needs a little bit more help. And that's where her sister comes in, Candlelight. Candlelight has 2 very important skills in her kit. 1, Special Mission Support. Restores 4 energy to the target ally and grants increased attack 2, increased magical defense 2, and increased physical defense 2 for 2 turns. The 4 energy would be enough for her to be great with Night Raven. And then the rest is just gravy. She's also got this one, Inner Light. Instant restores 1 energy to all other allies within 3 tiles around the target. Great. And in a pinch, she's got some defense AoE and a heal here. So she's a decent support to pair with Night Raven, especially with that energy. Another unit to also pair with her is Edda. Edda works very well with magic damage dealers, and she'll just supersize the damage that Night Raven can dish out. And already, she dishes out some pretty substantial damage for being an epic unit. And she's pretty slept on. I don't hear a lot of people talking about her. But yeah. That's it. That's my build for Night Raven, Boss Nuker. If you watched to the end, thanks. Please like and subscribe. It helps me out a lot. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.